Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. So recently I shared on the ancient Chinese culture, and I got Wing Chun friends asking me to share more on Ng Mui, which is known as legendarily the founder of Wing Chun Queen. So as we know, Ng Mui is a nickname used by the anti-Qing, and there are many Ng Mui around the world if you check in, okay, and actually we don't know which Ng Mui is the Ng Mui of the Wing Chun. However, we do know that Ng Mui is a nickname created by the anti-Qing. Now, however, even though we don't know Ng Mui, we know the Shaolin martial art, the Chan, and the internal development of the Shaolin today via the classical books. We can track that. Okay, so we don't know Ng Mui, but we do know Shaolin martial art, Chan internal development of the Shaolin. Okay, so whatever in the Shaolin here we do know. So if you look at this is a 1780 Shaolin short strike cannon. Okay, that's in my book Wing Chun Matrix. You know that there's a part here is taking General Qi Ji Guang's 1950s, the second key of the General Qi Ji Guang's writing. Okay. So this is 1560s, and then that is the writing. Now, this book is very critical because this book actually is verified, investigate, research, and verified by the Chinese martial art historian Tang Hao. Okay, so the content of the book can get up to the late 1600s. Okay, with the monk Xuanji. So we know this is real deal. Okay, so this is within the book, and one thing you want to pay attention is that within the book you have this is the triangle style, triangle steps. Okay, triangle steps. This is the plum flower step. When we talk about the Wing Chun triangle step, plum flower steps, it is here in this book. Okay. So this book, you can see many things Wing Chun used today is within this book actually. Okay, beside these steps here. So from here we know the Shaolin martial art. We know what it is. Okay, so we don't need to guess. We do know what it is. Now, as for the Chan, the Zen, and the internal development part of the Shaolin. This is Grandmaster Shi De Jian of Shaolin. And you can see here he said that practicing martial art, if do not practice Buddha Dharma, okay? If practice martial art without practicing Buddha Dharma, then it is easy to get sidetracked. Okay, get sidetracked in the wrong directions. And then he also said that the training is actually lumped with the medicines. Okay, the internal training, the training of Shaolin lumped with the medicines. Okay, this is what the Grandmaster in the Shaolin says, okay, or present in public. Now, if we look at the Buddha Dharma part, well, this is the Six Patriarch Sutra. Okay, this is the Zen Sutra, the Chan Sutra. Over here, this is the chapter 5. Okay, so there's the chapter 5. Chapter 5. Okay, so the Six Patriarch Sutra. And over here, actually, tells about the Buddha Dharma, it is really clear defined what is Zen here. Okay, so he said that good knowing advisors, what is meant by Chan concentrations? Being separate from external marks is Chan, not being confused inward is concentrations. If you become attached to external marks, your mind will be confused inward. If you are separate from external mark inwardly, your mind will be unconfused. Okay, so this is the reason. If you ask, why is it when people practice martial art, Shaolin martial art, need to practice Buddha Dharma or the Chan? It is this reason, because as it said here, if you become attached to extra marks, your mind will be confused inward. If you are separate from extra mark, inwardly your mind will be confused, will be unconfused. So that is the samadhi, that is the proper way to practice Chan. And without this understanding, when he said that attached to external mark is like attached to, or I'm winning, okay, all kinds of name, titles, those kind of stuff, okay, or benefit, those kind of stuff. So that's why the Grandmaster Shi Jian said, if you do not practice Bodhidharma but practice martial art, you can get extreme or get in the wrong direction. It's because you might get attached to the external mark, which is your title, your name, your money, your business, and all kinds of stuff. Okay, and that's no longer Shaolin's practice. Now, also here, Grandmaster Shi Jian talk about living beings have diseases and suffering. Okay, and this is linked to, actually, is saying that the practice of Shaolin martial art is linked, actually, or lumped together with the medicine. Okay. Now, so I want to show you this. This is a book. This book is the authentic Shaolin internal development book. Okay. So yes, this book exists. So in here, it also have a chapter on the martial art internal development, the difference between the Taoist martial art internal development and the Shaolin, because Shaolin art is a Shaolin art. Taoist art, like if you talk about the Tai Chi art, we know that it is a Taoist art. Okay. So there is a chapter talk about those things, the martial art, internal art, and Taoist internal art, the difference and the same here, okay, the common or the differences. And also here you talk about, when you practice internal art, you have to manage your internal organ. Yes, manage your internal organs. And then this is also talk about the steps or the states of the internal development. Like I'm talking about in the 613.3, the different states, okay, or different stage, different steps. Okay, so this book exists, okay, for who you guys are interested. Okay, you still can buy this book. Now it's being reprint. And let's get into this interesting part of when you practice internal art, you have to manage your internal organs. So over here it said that those who are ill or sick or have disease, if you like to practice internal art, that is actually not possible, because your qi and shen is inadequate. Okay, and one need to actually build out the qi and shen before one can practice internal development. Okay, so it just tell you already, it's not everybody can practice internal development, because if you don't have the qi and the shen which is needed, you cannot do it. So the people who have sick, like me, diabetic type 1, you cannot go practice the internal development right away, because the qi and the shen, or the energy of the person who is sick, okay, even like people with a high blood pressure or different type of disease, you cannot go jump right into the internal stuff. Okay, that is written there. And then he said that this is the method of regulating or manage your internal organs, and you need to actually heal yourself. Okay, so meaning that after heal yourself, then you can practice internal art or internal development. Otherwise, you must not do it. Okay. So, and one other thing about this manage the internal organ also is that if one is practice internal art, of course, one also practice this manage of internal organs. So it's only that if you are strong, you can practice internal art, and of course you're going to practice the management or the healing or the balance of the internal organs. However, if you are sick, you are ill like me, you got diabetic type 1, you got a high blood pressure and so forth, you cannot practice internal art right away. You need to practice the manage of the internal organs before you can touch it. And only when your internal organ is in a certain state where your energy is adequate, you can practice it. Otherwise, it is going to harm the body. Okay. So what is this? What is this manage the method of the managing the internal organs? Well, I tell you too. Okay, so this is the quid of managing the internal organ. So what is this? That is the 6 healing sound. 6 healing sound. Okay, people today call it 6 healing sound. Actually, it is not. I can tell you what it is. It is using your diaphragm movement, and your mouth shape, the shape of the mouth, like when you make a different noise or sound, that mouth shape, how do you handle your mouth and your tongue with the diaphragm movement, to actually balancing each internal organ. Like when you say "xu," okay, not really making the sound. You don't make the sound. "Xu," okay, it is just using the way how you handle the mouth and the lips and the tongue and the throat. One is actually relaxing the liver. And then with the diaphragm movement, one actually help the circulation here. Okay, that's how basic it is. That's why the other day in my video on the natural resonance breathing, I brought that natural resonance breathing is important for internal art and so forth. It's because the 6 healing sound, in order for it to be able to function properly, need to get into natural resonance breathing. Otherwise, you're forcing things. When you're forcing things, you screw it up. Okay? So 6 healing sound, anybody who want to practice the real 6 healing sound in depth need to actually get into the natural resonance breathing, and then from that. So 6 healing sound is on top of that. Okay, so from here today you see that, okay, all this books exist. This Shaolin books, internal development books exist, and the Zen 6 Patriarch Sutta book exists if you want to study Zen. Okay, and this Shaolin canon exists. So we do know that what is the Shaolin martial art, the Zen, and the internal development via the ancient writing. So it's not guessing. I think so. I believe so. I hope so. My interpretations, my Sifu say, no, we can pinpoint what is what, where is where. Okay. So this is to share with you today.